Man, this episode is crazy. Let's do this.
NERDSoul.
LeIllKid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh, yeah, we coming with another wonderful episode of On Screen, and I ain't gonna waste your time. We talk about Star Trek Discovery, and we are edging close to the fall finale, but first we're gonna talk about how much of this I just love. I love the battle at the beginning, and here's why. Because they didn't win the battle. I like to see that they lost, and I know people died in the ship that got blown up, and I can't remember the name of the ship for the life of me right now, and I do apologize to all those Starfleet members. But I like the fact that they lost the battle because it shows that the Discovery is not the perfect weapon. It's not the perfect machine. They can't do everything, and it proved to Lorca that just because you have this doesn't mean you're always gonna win, because they've been on a hot streak for a minute. And I think that he needed to be brought back down to earth with like, yo man, the Discovery is great, but that thing is not just a cheat code for war. And it's that hubris that I think really gets him in trouble, got him in trouble, and got another, of course, Federation starship in trouble in this episode. But let's talk about something that I mentioned last episode, which was, of course, the lieutenant's mood. I knew something was going to be very funny about that mood, because I was like, you know what? First, he was kind of like very just matter of fact and very kind of like anal retentive, kind of a butt to a certain degree. It's a family show, but I was wondering what would happen if his mood swung the other way. And yeah, it did. It swung the other way. Also, it seems like this dude is kind of disoriented from times, and we don't know. I mean, there's no true study on how much a human body can take. I mean, look at the size of Ripper, and he was in excruciating pain. So imagine, I mean, I assume that Ripper is, we know Ripper is stronger than a human. So what is that going to do to a human body, a human psyche, the molecular makeup, all the chromosomes and stuff? I don't know that stuff, but I know it's probably not good for it. But straight up, we're going to move that to the side. Told y'all it was going to swing good to bad. It'll probably swing back to good, but he'll be a very bipolar, maybe tripolar. I don't know, is that even a thing? I don't know, quadrupolar. He gonna be a weird guy, and he gonna be mixed up and messed up for life. But the mission was a very interesting mission, because we ended up getting this planet with the Pavans that seems to be, or wanting to be, a mediator. And, you know, they go there, they find out that the vibrations are actually like the life force or the voice of the planet, which I thought was cool. I also like how they visualize it. Now, some of the effects I did notice them on this, but honestly, for a TV show, they still look great, man. Like, and I also like the way Saru was running, but we'll get to that in a second. I mean, the planet looked beautiful, and the visualization of the embodiment of like the voice or the vibrations was really cool. It was kind of like wispy, but it wasn't corny looking. And I like the fact how the whole planet was able to kind of speak to or send out messages and everything like that to, wherever it wanted to ships, to, other planets or whatever. And it seemed to be something that was naturally occurring. And I thought that was something that it was nice to bring in. I thought it was nice to kind of like remark on that and kind of show the ins and outs without just kind of like beat for beat for beat. Oh, we're here, we put up the machine, and there it is. I think it helped kind of like fill out what the Pavans are, because I'm pretty sure we're probably going to see the Pavans once again. And if you haven't seen the preview for the next episode, you know how that's going to go down. But before we move forward, because we got one special lady, well, actually two special ladies to get with. But before we do that, of course, KURO brand going to help us pay them bills. yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You saw your boy? Did you see your boy? I'm just saying. Holla at KURO brand at the link below. Check out what they got. See it, like it, cop it. So I'd like to talk about, of course, the Klingons. See, the Admiral is, of course, still a prisoner of war. And you got old girl who got her face burned up. She in there talking about, yo, I'ma interrogate. And she's not feeling the whole new regime, especially since her boy Cole was taken. Not taken, he was kind of like deserted. She don't know where he is. She don't know how to get back to him. He might be dead for all she know. And she's tired of this. You know, you can kind of feel that she's not into this anymore, and she wants to defect. And you know, this is something that happens in war. Sometimes one side is like, you know what, I'm done with this. I wanna leave. And that was cool to see the chinks in the armor of the Klingon Federation, because of course, you know, if you have, you know, crazy stuff on our side, the human side, with people like, of course, taking over your ship and putting you in a time loop, then it would be interesting to see that on the other side with the Klingons. And I liked how she was just like, look, me and you can help each other out. I'm done with this. I want to leave, and I'm not cool with this. And, you know, I miss Cole and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the guy who taught us, he's messing things up. And I like it. I like the fact that she might be very instrumental in winning some battles with the Klingons, or maybe brokering peace or stopping the Klingons dead cold. And before I move on from Homegirl, I did see that diss where he was talking about her scar. He was like, it's an improvement. That's a sick burn, son. You can't be saying that to people. That ain't right. If I saw somebody and they got beat up, they had a scar, I'd be like, yo, that's an improvement. That's foul, son. You can't be doing that. But the Klingons, you know, they do what they do. But I also like the way this dealt with the emotions and the psyche of course, Saru and Ash. Now with Ash, they dealt with it very, very quickly, but he talked about his suffering. And he talked about, you know, kind of wanting to be free from it and stuff like that. And you think about how long he was a prisoner of war. Who knows how long he was a prisoner of war. And it's interesting to see that he's holding all that back behind, you know, that exterior of, you know, like, hey, we're gonna be okay, you know, we're soldiers and we're gonna go do this, and the war will win the war. But inside there's a whole bunch of suffering, there's a whole bunch of pain, and that helped build his character out for me. I thought it was nice, man. I thought it was cool to give him that time. And most importantly, I'll say lastly with Saru, is when he talked about always living in fear for his whole life, and finally being free from that fear, and what he would do to protect that feeling of being free from fear. That was deep. That was deep to me, for real. That was deep. And because to protect that feeling that he had never felt, he was willing to kill Michael to a certain degree. I mean, he was really going hard at it. So that was nice. Those small little things, those small pieces of characters were nice for me. So guys, of course, I know you're loving it. Holla at me in the comments below. And let's talk about, of course, Star Trek Discovery. We're almost at the fall finale, but I think this gave us some very interesting, you know, character nuggets that we can talk about. So of course, before I bounce, I gotta tell you guys to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right, check me out right there. All my videos from my oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them players. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, share that Nerd Soul. That's right, there is no better way I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, man, breaking out of jail is not as easy as you think. Peace.